Hi everyone! How would you like to join me in Portugal for my next watercolour retreat? Yep, that's right, we are launching my 2026 retreat in Portugal, more specifically in Lagos in the Algarve, which is the southern sunlit coast of Portugal. So when is it? Well, it is April the 28th to May the 5th. 2026, and you can join me for a captivating watercolour retreat, and we're going to paint flowers. We're going to be sat in the most amazing, beautiful gardens on the coast, so we've got the amazing coastal line as well to get inspired and paint. So if you fancy packing up your sketchbook and joining me there, let me show you a little bit more about what we're going to be doing. On the morning of day one, we go through all the basics of watercolour, all the, the fundamentals that we do to get everyone up to speed. And it's just a really good way of getting everyone, regardless of their painting ability and skill, to a place where we're all feeling confident and comfortable to really make the most of the week. So soon those daily classes will unfold to accommodate your individual needs. We'll do a range of group classes, one-to-one sessions, and there'll be times where I'll encourage you to go and paint pieces guided by your own instincts, and I'm always there to help you along the way. So we're going to focus on flowers, of course. That's going to be our main sort of focus for the week, and I'm always going to be there to sort of help you along, but we're going to be so inspired by the amazing gardens we're surrounded with. It's such a good chance to experiment with style, colour palettes, composition, and all of the wonderful ways of watercolour focusing on the botanicals. So on the beautiful Portuguese coastline, we're going to be taking in the bright colours of the plants and flowers. We're going to study local seasonal plants to try out painting in both the loose and the detailed styles. So going from flower painting like this to this, both offer something really wonderful, and I know that for a lot of us we'll sort of lean towards one, not so much the other, or vice versa, and having a go at both will really open your eyes and surprise you. So things like that, learning how to angle flowers, angle them away as opposed to just open face flowers, really starts to help you learn about structuring compositions and making your arrangements look way more sort of organic. Things like how to paint white petals, how to play around with timing. So this is a fish, but this is quite a good example of something I did recently. That's a 1 minute, that's a 10-minute, and there were lots in between. But exercises like that are things that we rarely do when it's just us in our studio setting, just on our own. So this is also going to be a way to just gently push you outside of the content of your comfort zone, and to play around with sort of limitations of time, limitations of colour palettes. It can bring you surprisingly creative results. The biggest piece of feedback from my last retreat is how amazed everyone was at how much they enjoyed painting out and about with a sketchbook. So most attendees had never painted outside of the comfort of their desk before, so there was definitely some apprehension, but that very quickly turned around into a newfound obsession with plein air painting. And it just so happens that a few years ago I took one of my first painting adventures with a sketchbook to Lisbon. So these were some of the paintings I did of the amazing azulejos tiles. So Portugal is known up and down the country for the fact that so many of their buildings are adorned with beautiful decorative tiles, and we are going one day to enjoy a trip to Lagos, which is a nearby town shaped by the influences of the Greeks, Romans, and so many more. And we're going to wander along the cobbled streets where we're going to see so many of these colourful azulejo tiles decorated on the buildings. There's going to be fishing boats in the marina. There's going to be amazing plant life. We're going to see bougainvillea, maybe some fruit trees, some other lovely sort of exotic flowers, and we're going to be able to sit and have a go at painting them in our sketchbook, just for another sort of look at how you can capture the world around you. We had you can see here, sometimes it's just about capturing a corner of something that you really like, and it's also going to be a wonderful way to introduce us to just some slightly larger ways to incorporate flowers into our painting, whether it's a little potted tree of a bougainvillea, a lovely window box with some flowers in it. When we were in France last year, we had a wonderful morning sitting in a little ancient French town, painting a lovely sort of characterful window with shutters. We're going to have such a lovely time on that morning, and the vast majority of our lessons paintings are going to be at the venue where we're staying, in the art room, out and about in the gardens, but we have these 1 or 2 opportunities to step out and see some of the beautiful local culture and design and architecture around us, and just have a go at sketching it. And the thing is, I love tiles so much. This was another little exercise I did on a retreat I taught in Portugal a few years ago, where we took, on one hand, we tried, so this is a bougainvillea, and we looked at how to paint it in a sort of stylized manner, going from something really sort of quite naturalistic and turning it into a much more sort of simplified style of the azulejo tiles, and then just going, well, we really like tiles, so we're going to paint one of the local plants with some lovely bees. And what I love about this is I feel like it works all the different ways around. So you just suddenly find the creativity that was lying dormant in your brain is just suddenly going to burst forth, and you're going to have such a good time. We're also going to enjoy a morning sailing on a traditional Portuguese boat in the Lagos Marina. We're going to glide across gentle waves and have a go at sketching some of the cliffs and quiet coves and rugged rock formations. So we'll also be having a go at some really simple landscapes, because I just think, again, whether it's a sort of a floral meadow, something like this, or looking at the sea, or a little bit of a marsh with some birds and things in it, all the skills that we're going to learn with our watercolour flower painting are totally applicable to having a go at some simple landscapes. So whilst this is a botanical watercolour week, it just feels like a natural progression to have a go at changing the scale of some of our paintings, and yeah, making the most of this incredible environment that we're going to be in. So by the end of our time together, we'll be painting beautiful floral compositions, putting your botanical painting practice into play to create some really gorgeous paintings. And you never know, there maybe even be a tile or 2, or a meadow, or even a little seascape filled in. But you're also going to have a wonderful sense of creative confidence, a set of newfound friends and watercolour enthusiasts, and hopefully a real sense of fulfilment and achievement, and just wonderful memories, and that is priceless in my view. So I really hope to see you there in 2026, April 28th to May the 5th. It's going to be really special. We're going to have gorgeous surroundings, wonderful weather, and it's not going to be too hot, but it's just going to be lovely and warm, and I just can't wait for you to join me. So your stay includes accommodation in a beautiful traditional Portuguese villa surrounded by flourishing gardens. You get daily meals prepared on site. And now is a great point to say, if you have any dietary requirements or questions about logistical points, just contact Uptrek and they will answer any queries you might have. And we're going to be spending loads of time painting outdoors, enjoying that beautiful April, May warm weather where the plants and trees are just going to be bursting into life. And we're just going to have an endless source of inspiration. I can't believe it. So many of my retreats up until now have been in autumn, and we've had an amazing array of colours and plants, but I'm just so excited to get there for spring into summer. And by the end of the retreat, you've seen all the paintings that we've got to show for ourselves. You're going to have that stack too to take home, which is going to be just amazing to show your friends and family what you've achieved in 7 days. And this retreat is perfect for painters of all abilities. We really do start with the basics and we work our way up, and soon we'll be doing individual sessions, one-to-one things, we'll be doing group classes, and there'll also be times where I'll be sending you off into the gardens or just around and about to try and make some of your own creative decisions, but only once you feel confident enough to do it. And I'm always there, obviously, on hand to be teaching you and helping you and just reminding you to enjoy yourself because, you know, it's meant to be fun as well. And so any logistical questions, like I said, please direct to UpTrek, and you can find all the information in the episode notes below. But we have 16 spaces and I really would love you to have one of them. Now, whether you're coming alone or if you're going to bring a friend, we welcome everybody. And also we've had loads of returning attendees come along, because what I'm finding, the more retreats I do, the more I'm developing as a teacher and coming up with brand new ideas and just really feeding off the wonderful energy that my watercolour students give me. And I tell you what, I form some real lifelong friendships as well as amongst yourself in the group. So I am just so genuinely excited to meet you in Lagos, Portugal with me next April. And I really hope to see you there. So get booking, don't miss out. And any questions, don't forget, just contact UpTrek directly and they will help you out. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.